10 of the most mind-bending films ever made. Number 10. Donnie Darko. Jake Gyllenhaal is the star of this film and plays Donnie Darko, a young man who suffers from delusions of a large and somewhat creepy rabbit.
Ooh, fun!
Darko also has trouble with sleepwalking throughout the film and continuously sees visions of Frank the Rabbit.
There he is.
Throughout this film, Frank manipulates Donnie into believing the world is coming to an end. He is left feeling extreme dread and is trapped in his own mind,
Get me out of here!
not knowing if his life is really an illusion or reality.
What's going on?
Donnie Darko is the type of movie that needs to be watched more than once to understand it fully.
Do it again.
And even then, you may still have questions.
What?
Every scene of the movie has an underlying meaning and is open to interpretation.
It means I love it.
Number 9. Vanilla Sky. Vanilla Sky follows the life of David Ames, played by Tom Cruise, a man trapped in his dreams.
Ah!
For Ames, life is pretty much a dream. He's a wealthy, young, and attractive man. However, one day, his life is turned upside down after he gets in a car accident with his ex-girlfriend, and soon after this, his world comes crashing down.
Oh God!
This movie is a twisted, deep, and dark psychological thriller about reality.
What's that?
Vanilla Sky is one of those movies that needs to be watched closely, as the entire meaning of the film is hidden by the car crash. If you watch carefully from start to finish, you should be able to find some of the many clues given throughout the film.
I'm a genius.
Number 8. Moon. This movie is about Sam Bell, the one and only person of an automated lunar mining base on the moon. His job is to remove helium-3 from moon rocks that have to be taken back to Earth.
That's my job.
Sam has been on the moon for 3 years and soon becomes unbalanced. The question that viewers are left to wonder is if what he sees is actually happening or simply the result of his unstable state of mind.
You're crazy.
This film makes you question everything and digs deep into serious issues like scientific ethics, compassion, and human identity.
Who am I?
Number 7. Mulholland Drive. David Lynch's movie Mulholland Drive is about a woman who leaves a car accident with amnesia,
What happened?
a medical condition that leads to a series of events in her search to find answers to who she is. However, as the events unfold one by one, she finds out the answers are shocking.
Oh God!
And soon her life becomes a twisted journey somewhere in the middle of reality and dreams.
What's going on?
This movie shifts from reality to fantasy in a sequence of scenes, leaving the viewer with a number of unanswered questions.
I've got like 14.
Number 6. The Machinist. Christian Bale stars as an industrial worker in The Machinist who suffers from extreme insomnia, so extreme that he hasn't fallen asleep in a year.
Go to bed.
His insomnia causes him to lose weight, leaving him with mostly just skin and bones. As well, it affects his mind to the point that he is left with distorted perceptions of reality.
What's happening?
The question that viewers will find themselves asking is, how is it possible for a man to waste away and not be able to sleep at all?
I think I know the answer, man.
Number 5. Old Boy. This film follows Dae-soo, a man who is kidnapped one night and finds himself imprisoned in a man-made prison and is left there for 15 years not knowing why.
What happened?
During his years of isolation, he attempts suicide many times and one day wakes up on top of a tower box in the same location where he was kidnapped 15 years earlier.
How'd that happen?
Dae-soo tries to find out why he was captured. Old Boy is a twisted film with a plot that untangles into a deep and dark place,
Look out.
which has a jaw-dropping, mind-boggling ending.
I can't take it.
Number 4. The Believer. The Believer is inspired by real events and is about a young Jewish man unable to understand his religious beliefs.
What's going on?
Danny, played by Ryan Gosling, who has ideas about religion that take him into a world of denial and hate.
Don't go there. Don't do it.
The movie consists of a bunch of flashbacks that show Danny's struggle as a child with Judaism, which in time take him to become a Jewish-hating skinhead.
Don't do that, loser.
The Believer touches on self-loathing in a hopeless world. It's a mind-blowing film that provides more questions than answers, and it's left for viewers to create their own interpretation.
I don't want to work.
Number 3. 1984. The setting of this film takes place after the Atomic War. The main character, Winston Smith, a bureaucrat whose job is to rewrite history. However, one day he falls in love, and that is a punishable crime.
Rebel.
His rebellious act leads him and his lover to try to escape the grasp of Big Brother, who can see and hear everything.
It feels like someone's watching me.
1984 is an on-screen adaptation of George Orwell's novel by the same name.
Durr.
Like the novel, this film will have you asking many philosophical questions about love, power, and the future.
So much to think about.
Number 2. Dead Ringers. Dead Ringers stars Jeremy Irons as twins Beverly and Elliot Mantle. The two are both gynecologists and extremely close, and they share everything. Few people can tell them apart from each other, which they use to their advantage.
Which one is it?
One day, Beverly is drawn to a patient and soon develops feelings for her, but wants to keep those feelings a secret from his brother Elliot.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
David Cronenberg's film is very complex and in certain scenes can be difficult to watch.
This is really taxing.
It's a psychological thriller and requires a lot of thought into understanding everything involved with the need for human nature.
So many questions.
Number 1. Jacob's Ladder. Jacob's Ladder follows a tormented Vietnam War vet who tries to understand his past. At the same time, he suffers from an extreme case of dissociation.
Who am I?
Every day he deals with flashbacks of his dead son, his wife, and his war days.
Not fun.
While watching this film, viewers feel a hypnotic state that takes away their way of thinking or believing anything else except what's happening in the movie. When it comes to mind-blowing movies, Jacob's Ladder tops the list.
Congrats.